Hi, I'm Carly with Close to My Heart, and I'm excited to introduce you to our newest Cricut collection, Artistry. This cartridge was created to fill the needs of every paper crafter. The images on this cartridge make it easy for you to get back to basics with your creations, whether you're scrapbooking, making a card, or creating other adorable pieces of art. Let me tell you a little bit more about Cricut Artistry. First, I want to let you in on the strategy behind the images in this collection. While this cartridge still comes with the 700 images, the images layer, meaning your possibilities really are endless. Artistry includes backgrounds, banners, borders, tons of fun shapes that can be used in any part of your artwork. So let me just flip through. I'll go kind of quick because I want to show you some different details, but you see the cute font. Lots of great shapes that layer for all of you cat lovers, dog lovers. We've got you covered. There's even a little fox and a hedgehog. So there are all kinds of really usable octagons, hexagons, all kinds of great shapes. So let me flip here. I want to start on page 1 because I want to talk you through the different features. So you can see there are backgrounds. There's the font, and then you have all of these shapes that layer. And I want to talk to you specifically about this little shape here and how I've used it on a card. I'll just slide that card in here, but I want to keep my booklet close so you can see I cut out the base here, and that's the white daisy, and then I cut out the hello in black right here, and then I cut the background, and I just cut it in white daisy so it was kind of subtle, but I popped a few of the smaller ones that I cut using the shapes provided, and then I just sized them to what I needed them to be. So you can see how it created a great little thought bubble card that says hello that I can give to anyone. So, like I mentioned before, I want to give you a little bit of a better look at the font that's included on this cartridge as well. You can see that it has the letters from A to Z, which is very helpful, in uppercase and lowercase, and then it also has all of your numbers and your punctuation that you need to create titles and sentiments. It's really great to give your pages, your artwork, the unique look that you want. Now, one of the other great things about each of our Cricut collections is that they come with the cartridge that you saw here. You've got your keypad, you've got your booklet, but then they also come with coordinating cardstock combo packs. And in this cartridge for Artistry, we have put in the enchantment paper, and I'll just flip through so you can see it. You've got some eggplant, some sapphire, fern, poppy, and these are all our new colors that we just released. So you can get those, get your hands on them, and start cutting away. But paper and the cartridge are not the only things included. You will also get 3 exclusive stamp sets from Close to My Heart, and I actually want to talk you through them really quick. We'll just start with this guy here. The great things about the stamp sets that come in the Cricut cartridge or the Cricut cartridge collection are that they each coordinate with Artistry, each of the shapes. And all of our stamps that have coordinating shapes will say which cartridge they coordinate with. So this is Artistry here. And then by each of the shapes, you can see what page they're shown on in that little booklet, as well as the size that you would need to cut it at to coordinate with this stamped image. So it takes all the guesswork out and makes it super easy to create really cute gifts and cards and pages. Now that isn't the only stamp that's included. You'll also see here, this one has a lot of great usable sentiments. You've got right now, you and me. And again, it features that great sizing option where it tells you what size to coordinate exactly with this, as well as the page number. Now on the third stamp set, I'm actually going to show you a little something fun with this one. So this stamp set actually does something a little different than what we have done normally, because you can actually, when you cut it, the size listed here, the 1 3/4, refers to this inner shape. So this inner diamond shape is what would cut out. And I'm actually going to show you what I'm talking about on a piece of artwork. As you can see on this Designer Creations takeout box, there's this great little tag that I've added by cutting an image from those Cricut stamp sets. So I'll show you how to make this little enjoy tag using the peacock, fern, and saffron inks. I'll just set that aside. And then I'm going to get my stamp that was included here in the Cricut cartridge. I like to keep these foam mats because they give me a nice space to stamp on. They give a little give behind my cardstock. And then I'll just peel, I'm putting that to the side because I'm going to peel my frame off here, get my block, and sometimes when I'm trying to place a frame, something that's wiggly like this, if it's a border or whatever, they can be kind of hard to place and keep the shape. So what I like to do is just drop them face down. It doesn't matter where they land as long as they hold their shape. Then I grab my block and I use that to pick it up. So get my paper back in place here, grab my peacock ink, and then I'm actually going to ink up my frame, and I'll just stamp it in the middle. So see how easy that was? Then I've pre-cut this white daisy piece that will nest right in the center, and that's the way that the stamp set was designed, so that you can cut these center pieces like the frame, and then you can stamp one of the sentiments on it. So let me show you how I'll do the enjoy. And I'll teach you a little technique with that one. But first I'll need saffron and fern inks. And I'll need my enjoy and a block. So I'll just place that on there. And then because on the image, I'll show you here, you can see the hearts are actually connected to the enjoy. But in order to get the two colors where I have the saffron next to the fern, I'm actually going to do selective inking. So I'll ink the stamp up in fern, and then I'm just going to take a regular tissue and get my finger, and then I'm just going to wipe off the hearts. Then I can take my saffron ink pad, and because the block is see-through and the stamp is see-through, I can just ink it perfectly, getting only the hearts, and then I'll stamp that centered on there. I'll just pull that off. All right, then you can see that just nests right down in the middle. So I'll show you on here, to give it a little extra oomph, there's some 3D foam back behind there, and it pops right away from that frame. And that's one of my favorite features of that particular stamp set that's included in the Artistry Cricut collection. Now, these stamps that come in the Cricut collection aren't the only stamp sets that coordinate with the Artistry Cricut cuts. When you look through our idea books, you'll find additional stamps that have matching shapes, and they'll have little lines around each of the stamps indicating which ones coordinate with Cricut cartridges, and they'll tell you which cartridge it coordinates. Here on this layout, you can see cuts coordinated with these stamps as well. So here I've used some of the Cricut cuts. I've made a great background and then just outlined some of them with markers and stamped some of our stamps in the center. But on this side of the layout, I actually used the Artistry cartridge to create this great title piece. Let me slide it right here. So you can see you've got the base back here in white daisy, and then the layer of right here makes my title. And here up here, I've also got a great little cluster of some of the shapes from Artistry as well. But let me draw your attention back to this title one more time, because the great thing about Cricut cuts is that you can size them however you want them to be. So here I've made this large to be the title on my page, but on this other page, I'm going to set it right next to it so you can see. I've used the same cut without the layer behind it or without the base, and only used the layer, and I've made it smaller so it's more of a cluster. I'll set this out and we can talk through this. All of these cuts are found together on this cartridge, and so you can go through and decide whether you want to use just the outlines, or you can see here, it's a little tricky. I've cut this shape in fern, and I took the arrows from the center and laid them on top of one of the plain bases. So you really can mix and match to do whatever you want on your artwork and make it your own. Now, also one of the great things about the Artistry collection is it is our first digital collection, meaning that if you purchase the digital version, you still get all of the same stamp shapes, you get the cardstock, you get the stamp sets, but instead of getting the box with the physical cartridge and the overlay in it, you'll get this great little card with a scratch off here that you can plug in a code online and then access all of those same 700 images online rather than with a physical cartridge, which is awesome. As you can see, there are lots of possibilities with the new Cricut Artistry collection. I love discovering all the options I have when I use Cricut Artistry, and I can't wait to see what you come up with. Keep checking back for more videos featuring artwork using the Cricut Artistry collection, and show us your own artwork using the hashtag #CTMHArtistry when you post on social media. Also, be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Pinterest, and at our blog, makeitfromyourheart.com. For more information on the Cricut Artistry collection and other products featured today, contact your independent consultant or visit closetomyheart.com.